be their most important player at the moment, Brett Delidio. Move on to what I think was one of the best home and away games that I've seen in recent memory. The grand final replay didn't let us down at all. The intensity was it was like watching another sport. I think we said at some stage on Saturday night. It was just played at a ferocious pace from first bounce till final.
Well, Sydney had to go out there and make a statement after what they produced in the grand final last year, which wasn't nearly good enough, and it was most un-Sydney-like. They actually had to go out there and be an aggressive frame of mind, which is exactly what we saw on Saturday night, Duck. And you always, I mean, a champion team like Hawthorn, they took that, and then in the end they gave it back, probably almost as much as what they received. They gave it back. They kept coming at them, and in the end they were probably unlucky not to win the game. It was a great game of footy.
Reminded me of the grand final a few years ago when Hawthorn won all the stats, but Sydney won the grand final. I mean, it was just a great game. And when you watch a game like that, you realise there is a pretty big gap between, I think, these two clubs and Fremantle at the moment, and then the rest of the competition. I think that fourth spot is certainly up for grabs, but the top three, I think, are secured.
Just watching that game, it was interesting the players they went after too. They went after, it appeared to anyway, that they went after Sam Mitchell and they went after Jordan Lewis as well.
It looked like they targeted those two, didn't they, and tried to get under their skin and did it successfully at times. Cyril game was just out of this world. He does things that no other player dreams of. That's 108 kilo Kurt Tippett.
Look at that.
On the don't argue. It's unbelievable.
You don't get a stat for this, but look, that's just pushing it in the right direction. Even had the nous to put a bit of bounce on it, so it bounced up for Smith. He's just a wonderful player. Every possession, 16 for him is 35 for any other player in the competition. As simple as that. He just does things that others don't. And the perceived pressure that goes on the opposition when he's in the area. I mean, they get rid of the ball quicker because they know he's around. So he's a wonderful player for a 16-possession game.
Actually, that tackle on Tippett, if you watched it in slow-mo, what he actually did is he held onto his arm and then he took his feet off the ground, so Tippett had all his weight on his arm. In the end, that was what pulled him to the ground.
Like a koala bear.
Well, it was like a hyena on a wildebeest or something.
No one in the game would even think about doing it.
Unbelievable.
No one gets past him. It's extraordinary. You had the analysis this morning, Duck, trying to work out some of the key moments in the game. Luke Parker kicked a crucial goal. We'll look at it from a match feed point of view initially. Parker gets free, and then you've gone back and had a look at the behind the goal vision.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look at that. You don't get that free if there's two-way running. And have a look at it in your top right-hand screen. You see there's Parker, and that's Langford. Now, they're obviously a 50-50 ball here, and they're both reading the play. And there's obviously a ball won. As soon as he sees that, he runs towards goal. Langford was going the other way if they win that particular ball. It is a bit of Russian roulette, but I think the disappointing thing is Langford didn't get out of a trot, and it was Smith, the one that ended up chasing him into the goal square. So, you know, that's that two-way running, and that's confidence too. That's reading the play, and he read the play better than Langford.
Yeah, well picked up. I'm sure that will be on the tape. Would have been on the tape today at Hawthorn. Some fourth-quarter mistakes. The Hawks, uncharacteristic. They've been amazing at it. Gunston, an incredible set shot for goal. He kicks that 99 out of 100.
Yep.
Yep, and then this bloke, I mean, if Gunston doesn't get you, then this bloke does generally, but how he could possibly have laid back like that and then missed it. And then this next bit of play, which was, I mean, this bloke's reflexes, I mean, there's a missed kick and obviously that ends up in a turnover, but this is the one where, I mean, Cyril took that ball on a number of occasions on Saturday, much more difficult ball to take than that one even, but he just missed that. And, you know, sometimes I think we probably just underestimate how tired players get out there, particularly late in the game.
You might have some Twitter action you want to get involved in that, Talking Footy 7, maybe a question for Brad Scott, who's our special